Or is it actually just Deer? No, I think it's actually just Deer, it's not Shy. People keep changing their names. I'm just gonna write Deer. Anyways, so welcome to the second series of the day. This is Woongjin Stars versus STX Seoul. Our first match is going to be Light versus Deer. And what was I gonna say? Why does this sound so loud? Alright, let's turn down the volume a little bit. Anyways, so Stars versus STX. I mean, STX for once is not last in the rankings because, or at least they weren't when I checked yesterday, because Team 8 is actually last. But they're still definitely not a very strong team. So I'm definitely favoring Stars here. And in this first match, I mean, Light's TVP, I don't think it's particularly amazing. Of course, he's known for having really good TVZ. But Deer, on the other hand, I just don't know anything about him. He's like some random Protoss. So I would still favor Light in this matchup. Chromag, it's on Liquipedia, but if you go there now, you'll probably get spoiled for this match. So I recommend not checking until after this cast. Anyways. Now, I do have to admit that so I don't know any. I obviously don't know any of these any results because I don't watch the games beforehand or anything like that. But when I turned on my stream today, like when I went on Team Liquid, like 20 minutes before the cast started today, I saw 2 streams still open for this match, and that was like 6 hours into the match. There were still 2 streams open, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's impossible! There's no way this is a 6-hour series." So then I actually moused over both the streams, and they were actually both offline. Like I guess the guys just forgot to set them offline. But I'm a little bit scared that this is actually a ridiculously long series. So we might have like a random 3-hour game or something. But that's all I know. So I'm afraid that I couldn't help it. I went on Team Liquid and I'm like, okay, time to start the rebroadcast. Wait a minute, is the Korean one not even finished yet? Anyways, looks like Light will be the Teal Terran in the bottom right, and Deer is thus going to be the Yellow Protoss in the bottom left. The map is Electric Circuit. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope this is not like a 5-hour cast. Anyways. So, PBT on Electric Circuit. Actually, let me look at these positions. Yeah, I think that's... You see, in these positions, Deer's backdoor kind of faces Light-ish. Like, if Light pushes along the south path, he'll kind of get to the backdoor temple thingy. They're not really temples though on this map, they're like power generator. No, they're like, are they side disruptors? There's side disruptors on this map, yeah, that's right. Anyways, it's like just a standard pylon in the base for Mr. Deer. There are some random people drinking things. The studio looks like really empty compared to when I went there. This upsets me a little bit. Like when I went there it was super packed, but it was Christmas weekend though, so it kind of makes sense. But it looks like it's really easy to get in now. Oh well. Anyways, it's like they're just doing the standard gateway gas, and Light gonna do a bit of a wall up here. I believe you can wall in that choke between your main and your natural with just 1 barracks and a depot. And oh, it looks like I missed it. They were showing some stats I think for Light's TVP. Okay, I can't really tell what this is. Oh, interesting fun fact though, by the way. Oh, it looks like a probe going to the top left. I was looking at the Liquipedia like overall race win percentages yesterday. I hope this doesn't spoil anything, by the way, but yesterday, like, the overall PVT this season was a little bit favored for Protoss. It was like 16 wins against 11 wins, or something like that. Like Protoss was like 16-11 against Terran overall. I don't think the number is quite right, but it's something like that. But then I realized if you take C's TVP out of those stats, it was completely balanced. So TVP minus C this season is 50-50. But when you put C in, it's just like good for Protoss, which I thought was hilarious. Poor C. Poor C. Anyways, looks like Probe Guy is gonna go to the 3 o'clock. Oh, we have a proxy. Probably a proxy robo. Gonna do some Reaver shenanigans. That's usually what it is. Anyway, the SCV guy is going to go in here. It looks like there was actually some interesting scouting patterns going on. I'm afraid I was too busy laughing at C to actually notice what happened there. So, sorry about that. Anyways, looks like Scouting Probe. Is he going to be able to sneak around the Marines? Not quite. Oh, is he going to even be able to escape? Okay, looks like he does escape. But, oh, SCV also going to get warded away by the Dragoon, and it looks like it's actually not going to be a real proxy here. He actually just hid the pylon to scare Light a little bit. So you can see there's no probe actually over by the pylon to make a robo or anything. He just built it with the scouting probe because when Light's SCV got into the main base of Deer, he knew that there was a pylon missing. But look at this, he just sees it immediately. So that's going to be like a free kill later on. He can't move out to get it just yet. But see, the thing is, oh wow! Look at that. He actually hit the other pylon in the back as well. See, when Light scouts in there, he knows that there should be 2 pylons. So if he only sees one, he's like, oh, okay, there's a pylon I'm not seeing. It could be a proxy. So he has to be a little bit more cautious. Protoss players will often do that to try and make the Terran overreact, make them a little bit too scared, and they don't actually have to proxy anything. Even though this was actually a proxy pylon, so he didn't proxy it, but he's still going for the robo there at his mill only. But he has expanded first, so he's just this is probably just a standard 1 gate expand and then get some obs, get a second gateway, and just play it from there. I'm not sure. It could still be a Reaver, but even though he's building things in funny locations, I don't think he's necessarily doing any kind of craziness. Anyways, looks like we have a strong FD coming out for Light. So usually the quote-unquote normal FD is just with 1 siege tank and then like 6 Marines and you rally Vultures. But you can actually wait for a second siege tank and make a couple more Marines and go for a strong FD. As you can see, he's got 7 Marines and 2 tanks and is now and an SCV as well. Just gonna delays the push a little bit, but makes it that much stronger, obviously. And he's actually going to push all the way into the natural here. Deer looks to be in a little bit of danger, unless he can get a good mine drag there. He's got a perfect opportunity for a mine bomb. I don't know why he doesn't take it. He could have bombed all of those Marines. Oh man, I think he just completely wasted that. That was a terrible mine position by Light. But now Deer, I think, is in a lot of trouble. Well, no, he's not. Well, actually, I don't know. Is he going for Reaver? No, it was just an Observer, so it's actually going to be very difficult to break with just those Dragoons. He did get one of the siege tanks already, but there's still a decent number of Marines. They are taking down that Nexus. Looks like, oh, he's going to move over and try and range it a bit. See, he's got to be careful not to walk in range of the Spider Mines. He's got to wait for his Observer. So Light's just going to continue to do damage there. He's getting his own command center. It looks like the shields of the Nexus have been taken down. It's now taking HP damage. The Observer's coming out, though, so I think he will be able to save the Nexus. It's gonna be close though. There is the Observer. It's gonna be very, very close. A lot of mines are down, but no, looks like Light is just gonna pull back here. Realizes that it's it's not worth trying to get it. He probably couldn't get it anyway. Yeah, he's down to just 3 Marines in the tank. So very smartly pulling back. But that was a little bit scary for Deer. Anyway, I see something on the minimap. It looks like Light's actually already taken his Minnow only at the back. I'm not sure about that. It looks like he's building a bunker at the front to be safe, and yes, he has built a command center there. This is almost like what Reality did in the last match, building a super fast 3rd command center, although it's a lot safer on this map because of course the Minnow only is actually inside your main on this map. So you can just defend your natural and be fine. Although it looks like the Dragoons are running in and trying to snipe a siege tank right there, not quite going to get it, and Deer is going to lose a Dragoon there for free basically. But Siege Mode is still not done yet for Light, so it's still going to take a little bit of damage from these Dragoons until that finishes, and looks like now it has finished, so Deer is going to back up. Ooh, very, very nice. He heard the tank sieging up, so just backs up immediately. And Deer taking his mineral only, but it's slower than Light's. So he's getting a Citadel as well, so I mean, Deer sees what's going on, but I'm not really sure what he can do. I suppose he should just take a very fast 4th base. No, he doesn't actually go to the mineral only. I hope he actually went far enough to see it. Presumably he would go check there. But yeah, I don't really think he'll have enough to try and break this, so I definitely think he should just go and take the 9 o'clock base, take a quick 4th or something like that. Because otherwise, I mean, on these otherwise it's just even bases, with the Terran having gotten the 3rd even faster, so it's definitely going to be good for the Terran. But it looks like he's just going to go for, wow, get a lot of gateways, get some Arbiters as well. And he does have a probe at the 9 o'clock though, so he is going to actually take the 4th base, as I suggested. And it looks like, oh, Academy getting forced to cancel there, as being built at the front as part of the wall. Little cute little move right there, but not a big deal. Anyway, now that Light's expansions are up, going to start adding on the factories and macroing up off these 3 bases. Now, of course, it is just a mineral only in the back, and it only has 5 patches, I believe. Yeah, just 5 patches, so it's not like a full base, but it is going to allow Light to make and a couple extra factories to pump some more vultures, and Deer can make a few more zealots and or just expand a little bit faster with that extra income. And anyways, so yeah, Light's just gonna play passively now, just gonna turtle up, building some mines, or rather planting some mines there, not building them. I'm not actually sure what that's for. I mean, it's not enough to stop a recall if it was some kind of fast recall build, but they're not like really in ideal positions to stop a reaver drop or anything like that either. These are kind of interesting mines. Anyway, Arbiter is on the way, and ooh, very nice gateway placement by the way from Deer. It's quite good. Looks like he's built a pylon wall at his at the 9 o'clock. He hasn't made the nexus there yet though. He made 400 minerals with the pylons and no nexus. It's a little bit funny. Anyways, Light has actually started his 4th command center as well. So once again, his command center has started. His base has started before Deer's. Although in this case, he will have to float it out quite a ways. Most likely going to take the 6 o'clock base there, which is actually a very nice expansion for him because basically he's going to be pushing toward, like, when he takes the 6 o'clock, he will also be pushing in that direction to get to the Protoss base. And that's really the ideal situation for Terran in TvP. You want to be expanding along your push path towards the Protoss. Looks like we have a shuttle out for Light, or sorry, for Deer rather. If Light had a shuttle, that would be extremely concerning. And looks like Dragoon's just going to clear some mines. And there goes Light, going to push out and take the 6 o'clock. Is there no observer there? Okay, looks like an observer is there now. I was a little bit surprised. I don't know, maybe that observer was just patrolling, but I mean, obviously you always want an observer outside the Terran's natural, so you can see when he's moving out. You do not want to let the Terran just walk over to your base. And it looks like Deer is going to move over. His army doesn't actually look particularly big compared to the Terrans, even though he does have the supply lead, 143 against 110. And Light is going to have to push out a little bit further if he actually wants to secure that 6 o'clock. He's not quite far enough. He's just kind of slowly inching forward, building a lot of depots, putting down a lot of spider mines. You can see some Dragoons. Actually, it looks like the Dragoons are just kind of sitting there ready for the floating command center, but Deer is just going to pull back here. But I mean, once Light gets into this position and secures the 6 o'clock, the distance from this base to that back door that you can see there is extremely short. So I don't know if Deer should really allow this to happen. I think he probably yeah, it looks like he is going to try and kind of aggressively deny this expansion of Light's, which I think is very, very smart. Meanwhile, his own 4th base, the 9 o'clock, is up and running now. I don't think that pylon wall actually blocks though. It looks like there's a gap on the top. Ooh, big Spider Mine hit on those Zealots. Anyways, looks like command center floating out, and looks like we have Slutty already. It's not blinking though. I guess he hasn't started EMP yet. Smolder's just gonna clear this up, so he's gonna be able to float the command center over. I don't know if this is actually secured yet. You can see the siege tanks aren't really in range to stop any units from moving down there, but it looks like he's gonna drop the mineral only, the back expansion of Deer. And actually, I didn't realize this before, but yeah, I mean, not only is the back door of Deer now very close to Light, but also it's very easy for him to drop in the back, as we can see. But there's a recall in the main base here, huge recall on the back, and it was quite interesting to see the Arbiter actually kind of changing direction there at the end, trying to decide exactly where he wanted to recall. Looks like instead of recalling on the back mineral only, he just recalls on the supply depots, which is it's a questionable choice. Whether getting all those, whether it's just worth it to get the supply depots, but doing a lot of damage, forcing Light's units to pull back here. And Deer, though, is still suffering damage from that drop at his mineral only. Looks like, ooh, some Zealots doing a lot of splash damage from the siege tanks there. And looks like he is going to take down all these depots, but it's not even going to supply blocks Light. Light's slot 121 of 152, so, I mean, I don't really know if that was the biggest deal for Light. He did drop some units at the mineral only, but we didn't actually get to see what happened there. Anyway, it looks like Deer is now taking the top left main, but the supply count has evened out significantly. Although, no, look, well, it's 153 against 128, and I'm feeling a little bit nervous for Deer. Because now you can see the 6 o'clock is going to get up and running. Light's just slowly but surely creeping across the map, and it's going to be very difficult for for Deer to engage the Terran army. If you just look at the minimap there, the push path is pretty narrow and protected, and Deer just suicides an Arbiter for no reason. But yeah, it's quite protected, and look at this, Light actually scanning to check for any kind of I guess he's checking for the Protoss army in those locations, just in case he was getting ready for a counterattack or something like that. Anyway, going for the drop at the 9 o'clock, but there are a couple of Zealots to block that. It's like one random Vulture guy. Gonna be annoying at the top left. Ooh, getting taken down by the probes. But yeah, I mean, once Light gets a sufficient number of units and decides to go for the push, I feel like it's going to be very difficult for Deer to handle. I think doing these kinds of mass recalls and stuff is actually the way to go. Not try and engage straight up against the Terran. Anyway, it looks like he has another Arbiter going on the south side. Is he going to just recall the space or go for the natural? He's going to go for the natural, it looks like. I think that is the smart choice. Of course, recalling the 6 would be a little bit silly since most of the units are there anyway. And here we go. Is he going to go straight into the main even? Yes, he is going to go into the main. Recall on the factory's got to go now, though. Recall into the main right before the EMP goes off. He even stasises the vessel. So it looks like he's actually going to be able to snipe the starport and the armory, two pretty crucial structures there. But otherwise, the units are going to be able to clean him up. I hope he at least gets that starport. Yeah, looks like he will. So, just going to slow down the vessel production, going to deny one of the upgrades more crucially. Although it looks like Light is actually taking a random hidden expansion at the top right mineral only there. I think that's what that base was. That's a very interesting base to take for him. And, whoa, looks like some Zealots getting stuck in the back. Of course, there is that buggy pathing on this map due to those neutral side disruptors, where the gateways, I guess, are rallied to a less than ideal position, and thus the Zealots get stuck back there. Looks like Deer has now fixed that. I wonder if that's actually a gateway misrally, or if those were like Zealots sent to deal with the drop earlier on, and he just grouped those with the army and kind of got stuck. And looks like we have another recall now in the back. At the mineral only, in that like little ridge thing, gonna kill all these turrets and stuff, but Vulture's going in, gonna deny the top left natural from being taken, but at the same time Light is gonna lose his mineral only, it looks like. I'm not really sure. He's got a lot of siege tanks on the low ground. No, it looks like he will be able to save it at least. Gonna float the command center down, and I don't think this is the most cost-effective recall actually. Yeah, Deer, that was not the best recall. Deer really didn't kill that much and lost a decent chunk of units. Meanwhile, he is heading over to the top left to try and save that Nexus. The Vultures, I think they should focus it down. I'm pretty sure they can force a cancel. Yes, looks like they do. I actually don't know if that was canceled or if he actually killed it. I think he might have actually killed it. I don't know if that was canceled. But look at this. Amusingly enough, Deer's actually taking the top right main as kind of a hidden expansion. And at the same time, Light already has that mineral only mining like right next to each other, or right next to it. Looks like another recall going in, but that looks like it might be doomed to failure. And he doesn't even EMP. Look at this. He actually wants him to recall on top of the mines. Recall! Wow, that didn't go so well. So I think Light, I don't know if he just didn't have enough energy for an EMP or if he actually wanted Deer to recall. I think, interestingly enough, he might have just followed the Arbiter to see which direction it went, and like if it went in a direction where there were not many spider mines, he would have EMP'd it. But if it went to that perfect location with all the spider mines and tanks, then he would just leave it and let the Dragoons die. I guess it was kind of lucky that Deer didn't have a bunch of units to recall. He only recalled like 6 Dragoons or something. But why? Wait, what just happened there? A bunch of random unsieged tanks running in there, and it looks like a nice stasis on the back tanks. Oh my god, a horrible engagement for Light here. What was he doing? He just ran out with a bunch of units, getting all the leading siege tanks stasis. Light gonna lose this epic position that he had. I don't even understand what he was doing. Oh my god. Light, what have you done? It looks like the Deer did kind of run out of units, but he's just going to go down here to the 6 o'clock. He might even be able to snipe the command center. I think he should actually just focus down the command center, but what the heck just happened there? I don't even know. Yeah, he's going to take down the command center. And Light is now down to 95 supply against 140, 150 of Deer. Looks like he's making another command center there at the mineral only. A couple of sea tanks are going to come up here to the top right and clean that up, and I guess Light wants to take that base, but he's not really going to be able to defend it. You just kind of take it and hope that Deer doesn't see it. One random zealot there going to defend it. Looks like 4 High Templar and a Dragoon. That's a pretty epic army. Look at this, just making a factory. Light just making a base behind the Purdal's base at the top right. He's at 2-1 upgrades as well, by the way. Against, what upgrades does Protoss have? It looks like 3-0 on the Protoss army. And there are a couple of random siege tanks. Ooh, nice drag there. And there's a DT. Gonna take down the siege tank as well. But all the probes are gonna get taken down. And I wonder if Deer is a little bit suspicious that there might be a base up there. I don't know. But he has taken his half of the map. He's got the top left 2 bases, and he's even got a cannon here at the 12, thinking about taking that. Light looks like he's re-expanded to the 6 o'clock. I think he needs to take the 3 o'clock soon as well, perhaps. Well, actually, no. Since he made the command centers at the top right, maybe not. It's a really kind of funky game so far. And it looks like, wow, a lot of factories in the main. What was that, like 10 factories? So their Arbiter getting ready to recall, but as we saw just now, there's a lot of anti-recall defense in the main base of Light, so he's got to be a little bit careful. And whoa, the mass storms going on here. The Templars will all get sniped eventually, though. No, one more left. Oh, gonna get taken down. And there's the Arbiter going in. Now, where's he going to go, though? There's so much anti-recall defense, and look at this. Light even sees it. He's pulling back his army. I don't think this is a good idea. I really don't think it's a good idea. And there's the recall onto the mineral only. Light had the vessel there, but he did not EMP. Now, he might actually lose his command center, though. If he loses the command center, I don't know if it might be worth it. More Vultures just being made in the back there. I think Deer, possibly a little bit confused about where those are coming from. But, oh, a simultaneous recall at the 6 o'clock. Very, very nice move for Deer. Forcing Light to multitask a little bit, choose which base he wants to defend. He's probably going to defend that base, going to float the command center away, but I think... Actually, I don't know if the command center at the mineral only got killed, but it looks like a lot of units just going to suicide here. Oh, there's a couple of Templars, do some storms. Nicely spread tanks, though, so the storm's not going to do amazingly. But those recalls being quite effective, and I mean, Deer's got plenty of income as well to replenish this army. So even though, you know, he's suiciding a lot of units in these recalls, I think overall he is doing a pretty good job here. Light could be in a bit of trouble. The supply count's still staying kind of close. 140. No, it looks like 150 now against 115. Ooh, losing some more Dragoons there. I don't know what they were doing. And are these two Vultures really going to kill a Nexus? Like, really? There's a DT there. He's not doing anything. Looks like 3 o'clock has been taken. And nope, DT guy just cleaned it up. Alright. So, looks like Deer moving out, clearing some mines. But Light's actually pushing in with his siege tanks. He's like 50, 60 supply down though, compared to the Protoss, so I don't think he can do anything. And now he's in the middle of the map. He's like in perfect position to get flanked. He's not even sieging up. God, Light, why are you so slow with the siege ups? EMP on an Arbiter that it just explodes in midair. Oh man. That science vessel thought he was like shooting an EMP bullet, but it was actually like a mini nuke and just blew that Arbiter right up. Anyway, oh, looks like we have another huge engagement. The siege tanks, wow, in a very interesting line there. Siege up a little bit late though, and there's a lot of units there. An EMP on the High Templars, but it looks like it doesn't even matter. The Protoss are just gonna crush through the Terran attack there. Whoops. What is that? Sorry about that. And yeah, Light's not too happy about it. There's nothing he can do now. He's down to 75 supply, 70 supply against 134. He is dead in the water. He just has command centers floating around all over the place, but he has no mining anywhere. That even looks a little bit off place. It might be correct though. I'm not really sure. And yeah, not so much Light can do anymore. Tier now taking the 12 o'clock. Light's losing his 3 o'clock. He's trying to reclaim the 6, but I mean, Tier's just got a trillion bases. Nothing he can do. And well, Light's still gonna be cute though and keep building units there. See, now we're watching Tier's vision. He has no idea that Light has that top right mineral only. I mean, look at his perspective though. Like on his minimap, he looks super far ahead, which he is. But if he just saw that mineral only, that'd be quite funny. I want to see his expression when he scouts that. Oh, he sees it now. He sees it. Oh, why did they change? Show us his face. Ah, BM camera guy. So, Deer finally sees his base and is going to take us down. And that should be it for Light. He's probably just going to struggle a little bit more. He might just go for like one last push, like one all-in push, and then it'll get crushed, and then it'll be GG. Or something like that. I mean, he's down 100 supply right now. And no, looks like Deer's not even going to give him the opportunity. Huge stasis on all the Goliaths, in fact. And I keep trying to call him Pure for some reason, instead of Deer. I don't know, I guess they sound similar. And here we go, the Protoss army's moving in. The Zealots getting really cleaned up by those spider mines, actually. Those are some really nice mines, taking down all the Zealots, but the Dragoons, the remaining Dragoons, are enough. And Light loses his position. He's going to lose a 6 o'clock base yet again. And GG from Light. Deer giving STX Seoul the 1-0 lead in this series. Light actually getting taken out. He was one of Woongjin's better players, I think. So, good job to Deer.
이렇게 이제 선수들이 내보내는 대로 그 벤치의 의도대로 화답하여 주게 된다면은 SPL 소울팀이 하위권에서 위쪽으로 치고 올라갈 수 있는 힘이 생긴다라는 거예요.
저그만 만나면 어쨌든 기분 좋은 이재호인데 이 프로토스만 만나면 또 이게 꼬이기 시작합니다.